Morning everyone, I'm coming on to do another wee technique video, and it's a kind of step up from the acetate window that I done yesterday. I did mention it in the video about doing a spinner style card using similar technique. So that's what I'm going to do today, and I am using the layering square dies. So I have made up my own background just by using a linen paper and using the Moon Baby stamp set, and I used this little triple stars to make up my background using Soft Sky, I think, or was it Pool Party? Can't remember. I used one of them, and I have got an A6 piece of Pool Party here that I am going to use to cut my two squares for the outside and the inside. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do this. This is going to cut my window for my spinner to appear in. So I'm just lining it up, and I'm leaving myself enough room at the top for me to have enough room to stick my twine or thread down so that it spins. Okay, so I've got my sandwich there, and it's my magnetic platform, cutting plate, I've just got a scrap bit of paper because my bottom plate is disgusting. My cardstock with the paper on it, and my die, and I'm just using my do not cut plate and running it through. And because it's just a straight edge die, it shouldn't need two passes. You should be able to get away with one. There we are. Okay, so that's my window cut in. While I've got the big shot up, I am going to cut my frame now for my spinner, and I am using, this one is number 5. If you can see, I've etched it on to my die, and this one is number 2, which is the second largest scalloped one. Okay, so I want to try and cut 2 of these because I need a frame for the inside and the outside. Am I going to be able to get 2 out of that? Probably not. Not to worry, I will just get a second one. So what I'm going to do is just use a little bit of washi tape just so I can keep these the same distance apart for both the outside frame and the inside frame, hopefully. Put another wee bit down there because I don't trust that wee bit on the side. Right, there we go. So we're just going to run that through. Just give it a wind back. Lift that up. It's definitely cut because my inside's cut out. Bring over another wee sheet of A6 Pool Party and push out my dies without hopefully destroying the spacing between them. Right, so that's that part off. Then we've got this here, and then this part here, and that's kept my sizing. So all I need to do is just press that down, move it over a wee bit because I don't really like wasting too much. And what you do is make sure that you use different parts of your platform. As you'll see with my cutting mat, I've used all over. I don't use the same part because that's when your dies don't cut properly and you don't get the maximum use out your cutting plate. Okay, so we'll run that through. There we go. Just make sure that's cut through okay. I think it has. It's even a wee bit over that side, so I'm just turning it slightly. There's just a wee bit that's not cut 100%. I don't really want to pull at it. That's us. So we'll get rid of that. Put that there, and I can get rid of the big shot now. Just a second. Jaden, that's 20 past! Go now! Now you win for school, because he's playing up this morning. Right, so. I am. Right, so I'm just going to leave that aside just now. I can deal with that later. Right, so I am going to just get a bit of thread, if I can find my thread. It's in this one here. And I'm just picking up, this is just a bit of silver threading. Okay. Taking quite a wee bit. Cutting it. Okay. Then I've got my image here, which is the little elephant. I just think he's adorable. And what I'm going to do is actually fussy cut him out. It's not terribly hard, but I do take a wee time fussy cutting. So if you want to skip through this, feel free. I'm just going to, while I'm doing this, blather a wee bit about Stampin' Up. Because a few people have actually mentioned and asked if I am a demonstrator or if I'm interested in becoming a demonstrator. So I just wanted to kind of address it just now. The reason I am not a demonstrator is simply because I can't devote time to promoting, and if I fall under the weather, which I do from time to time, I can't guarantee that I can be hands-on for the customers that I would perhaps get, and that's not an option for me. If I can't be hands-on and be there when they're needing me, then I don't want to do it, because I feel it's only fair for the customers to have me there available when they need somebody. The other reason being is I have a fantastic demonstrator who is 100% committed. She is always doing promotions. I think I got that.
I'll just go and check.
When did that come through? No, I got it. It's okay. Sorry, she's wonderful. She does all her promotions. She has a Facebook community group run by her team and herself, which offer weekly challenges using sketch ideas for the community to post in. And she shares a lot of techniques and tutorials weekly. So I would rather buy from her and send my friends to her, because I know she's going to give them the service they deserve. and that's why I don't do Stampin' Up. It's not because I don't like the products. I absolutely love the products, but I can't offer a service I would be happy at doing. And that's just not acceptable to me. So that's the reason. So if you are looking for a demonstrator, I would highly recommend Amanda Charlesworth. She has an elite members group, which if you spend on average, so if you put in, for instance, it's basically a monthly. If you shop with Amanda and you spend on average £25 a month, you then gain access to her elite members group, which gives you early notification of things. You're the first to know. She will contact that group first, usually a day or so ahead of time, to let us know what's happening before it gets posted anywhere else. The other thing that she offers is sorry, I'm trying to talk and do this at the same time. It's not easy. She also offers your birthday. She will send you birthday card on your birthday in that group. What else was there? Where did I put my Stampin' Right markers? They're there in front of me. I don't need them because I've already got it out, obviously. What else is there that she offers in that group? There's so much. But as I said, it's on average, so if you spend £100, for instance, this month, that would basically cover you for the next few months. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I am just going round to make sure that there's no white shown when it spins, because there's nothing worse. So when I glue these together, it should be all coloured. I'm just making sure that the sides are done. There we go. That's that one done. And I'll do this one. So yeah, if you are interested in buying, I would suggest Amanda. That's who I buy from. She also offers cheaper posting. If you're one of her customers and you're needing a small order, for instance, if you run out of adhesive, she keeps that in stock. So you can message her and she can send it out and you could have it within 48 hours. If you're in the UK, obviously. Europe, it would maybe be another day or so. I just went on that slightly, so I'm just going to give it another wee quick coating over on his wee face. But aye, as I said, it's a good idea. And as I said, if it's just a small order or one stamp set, one die set, she will order it, get it sent to her address with her order, and then when the order arrives, she sends it out to you for basically the UK postage rate rather than the Stampin' Up rate, which is £4.95 flat rate. So you can save about £2 on your postage. Right, so I'm going to use a little bit of tear tape And what I'm doing is I'm going to line it up over the bottom, and then I am going to come up to the top, because I can then just tear that part away. I'm just going to pull my thread over because I don't want that getting cut. And then I'm just going to snip away the excess tear tape. Okay. And that's left me my thread for my spinner. Right, so I'm just going to make sure that's stuck down properly. And take off my backing. Come on, you. That's it. Right, and what I'm going to do is, let me see, I'm going to use a bit of wet glue, I think, just for the corners to make sure it doesn't, oops, wrong one. That'll do. It's glossy accents, but it's fine, it will work just as good. Come on, you. None of your funny business this morning. Plain funny beggars. Oh. Right, white glue. So I'm just using a wee bit going round the sides here. Alright, and then what I'm going to do is line my little elephant up. So I'm going from the feet up like that, okay. And because I've coloured the sides, you can't see any mishaps that are happening on it. That's needing to be over a wee bit. That's it. Right, so now to put it together. So let me just bring back in my card. So first step is I'm going to put my frame on the front. So let me just crease that a bit more. So for my frame on the front, I'm just going to use wet glue just for quickness. Okay. There we go. And this is the same size frame as what I had for the window, so it fits perfectly. And using the wet glue, you have got a little bit of wiggle room to just position it exactly where it should be. Okay, and you can see it is, because there's no frame showing. Alright, then we are going to come to the inside. Oops, that's actually needing over a wee smidge up there. That's better. Right, so for the inside, we have got our little elephant. So we place him over the centre there. And then we bring in our tear tape. And let me just make sure I've got them central. I'm just going to try and line it up on my glass cutting mat, so it should be around here. And I'm just putting that as close to the edge of my window as possible. Okay, then we're going to do the same at the bottom. Now this thread that I'm using is quite thin, but you're only holding a bit of cardstock, so it doesn't need to be heavy duty. But if it's going to a child, I would reckon if they're maybe a year and a half, 2, I would suggest using a stronger, because they're going to want to play with it. Otherwise, if it's for a newborn, you'll get away with the thin styled one. Okay, let me just make sure that's stuck down properly. There we go. And what I do here is I personally cut that and double it over onto the top of my, because it then gives you an extra bit of strength. Okay, so just cut it, double it onto the tape, and then just for added security, now I've got that wee bit of tear tape that I had from the last one, just place it over that threading again, just to make doubly sure that it's not going to come loose when someone tries to spin it. There we go. So we just remove that tape, backing, come on you, off, that's it, give that a wee burnish and take that off. And then we have got our inside frame, and we will use another wee bit of wet glue. You don't need tons, because this stuff does stick pretty well. There we go. And the only reason I made my own backing paper for this one is because my paper share from Amanda hasn't arrived yet, and I don't have any current bluish paper that would have matched this design. So there we have it, and what you do is you spin it up before you close your card. After you've wrote it, you close it up, okay, and then when the recipient opens it, it spins. Okay, so it's quite cute, and you can embellish. So I'm going to add just a wee sentiment down here. So I have got, let me see, showers of happiness. In fact, no, I'm actually going to use a little something for a little someone. Let me see, I need white cardstock. Let me see what I've done with it. This will be fine. No, that's not going to be okay. I don't want to pull out a full sheet of cardstock for one wee bit, if I can help it. Let's see, I've got scraps here. That'll do, that'll fit it nicely. Take that, take Pool Party, and I'm just going to stamp that down inside there just now. Let me think. I'm trying to think what label punch I'll use for it. That's going to be too wide. Right, it's too wide, so I'm just going to freehand cut this down, I think. So I'm just going to snip those parts off. Come across here. Come across the top. Let me just see. Need a little bit more off the top there. That's it. So I'm just taking another wee smidgen of this end to even it up a bit. And that's it. I will ink the edges just so it pops a wee bit more. In fact, I'll edge it on a bit of pull party. Let's see if that's going to be enough. It's got enough on it, but it's just going to be too neat, so I'll just snip a bit of that off. Add some wet glue. Come on, you. And I'm going to just use my corner as a straight line. And then just trim that off. So just coming up. Then come across there. And then I'll back it up on dimensionals. I know I make a mess when I'm creating. I always do. There we go. Take the backing off of that. There we are. Little something for a little someone. Okay, so that's your spinner card tutorial. And as I said, you can bling this up. You could add your Wink of Stella, you could add a bit of stickles, you could add whatever you like. I have just shown you the very basics. And inside the card looks just as pretty than the outside. Okay. If you wished, you could add your stamp to the back inside as well. Maybe secondary stamping. Wait, we'll see if we can do that actually, because I think I would be doing that anyway. Don't really like leaving it bare. So I'll put that there. Lift up my tiny block. It's a bit overhanging, so let me see if I can. That's a bit better. Bring that in for stamping off. So just ink up, stamp off, stamp on, ink off, stamp on, ink off, stamp on, ink off, stamp on, ink off, stamp on. And being that it's quite muted, you are not going to have a problem adding your sentiment or anything. It's not going to hinder any of your inside of the card. I just need to do a few up the top there because it's a bit sparse. There we go. So you can see it is very muted, but it means when the card's closed you can still see a little bit of the stars there. Okay, so it's just a wee tiny hint. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you have a wee go. If you do, tag me in it on Facebook or on Instagram so I can have a wee look at them. My Instagram is, I think it's Korean77 if I remember right. Let's see. Yeah, Korean77. So that is, come on, that is my profile. Okay. So have a wee look for that and you can add me on Instagram and just tag me on any that you put up so I can see them. Alright, thanks for watching and bye for now.